There's one. There was like 5 of them fighting over it right there. There's one. He came back. I hope you guys can see that on the GoPro. What is going on, everyone? In today's video, I am out here with a goal to try and test out these new lures right here. These are the Trout Trick by Z-Man. I've never tried these before, and I actually got these 2 packages I'm gonna be using today as a Christmas gift from my buddy Adam over at Tailwater. And he was saying I needed to try these out for some speckled trout. So I'm gonna give them a shot today and see how they really do. All it is kind of a fluke style bait. There's no paddle tail or anything, but it's got a lot of movement right here. And it's gonna wiggle around in the water, and it actually gives instructions on the package itself on how to work these lures properly. It just says to cast it out, let it sink down to the bottom, and then give it 2 pops right out of the grass, kind of like what I do with my DOA cows anyway. I'm gonna be fishing with my Penn Battle III 2500. Got 10-pound braid on there on my Croix Avid Inshore 7-foot light action rod. And then I got about a 1.5 to 2-foot section of 20-pound fluorocarbon leader going for these trout. And I got it down to a 1/4 ounce jig head right here. So I'm gonna try these out. I got this color. This is the bad shad color. It's more of a realistic kind of mullet shad type color. And I also got one that's called a sexy mullet, which is like green and blue, and it's got flakes in it, and it's kind of a wild color. I'm gonna be trying both these guys out and see if I can get some speckled trout to eat this. I only got legitimately about an hour to fish left today. So let's see what we can do. All right, so I got these new lures right here. These Trout Trick by Z-Man. This is the bad shad color. Also got another one, it's called the sexy mullet. But I like this one, it's more of a natural kind of mullet color. It's gonna go really good in this super clear water, I'm assuming. But I really wanna try these out because this is the time of year to be going for trout. And this has a lot of movement, it looks like. I've been playing around with it. Kind of darts around quickly like this. It looks like an injured mullet on the grass flat here. And I'm very curious to see how this is gonna get the trout going. So I'm just gonna start casting around on this grass flat. I only have about an hour to fish. And it actually says on the packaging like how to work this lure. You let it like sink down to the bottom and then just pop it twice right off the bottom. This isn't a swim bait. So oh, I got hit there. You can't really just swim it back. It doesn't have like a paddle tail or anything like that. It's more like a fluke type of bait. There we go. There we go. First trout. How big are you gonna be? Little guy. He engulfed it though. That thing was down his throat before he shook his head. First trout on this lure. Little guy. Good start though. See, dude. Trying to unhook them without touching them if you can, just to keep their slime coat. And that was a perfect release. See if we can get a bigger one. So you can catch trout on it. That's a good sign. I know there's some bigger ones out here on this flat, so let's see if we can find them. See if we can get the first over 20 of the year. Oh, got bit there. Yeah, they're eating it as soon as you like pop it out of the grass. It pops up, and on the way back down out of popping out of the grass, then they're hitting it. There's one. That's a little bit better one. Yeah, that's a better one. Next cast. Okay. 2 casts in a row. Not a bad start for these guys. That's a decent trout, probably 15, 16 inches. Again, just gonna get the quick release on them. Unhook them right quick. See you, dude. All right, not looking too bad for these lures. It's got a lot of action and the trout are liking it. Can we go 3 for 3? Honestly, an 1/8 ounce jig head would probably be better in this shallow water, but hey, obviously a 1/4 ounce is working too. Oh, I got bit there. I'm gonna power pull down. Oh, one ate it right here, right next to the boat. I watched him. There's one right next to it. That was cool. Literally watched one eat it like 5 feet from the boat. There's one. There's another one. Another good one. That's 3 fish in probably, I don't even know, 5 minutes of actual fishing time. Wonder if that's the same one that kept missing it before. Another guy. All right, Trout Trick. See, dude, this thing is working. I went with this color, this more natural mullet kind of color, as opposed to the other one that I got, the sexy mullet, which is like green and all that, just because the water is pretty clear right now. And when the water's clear, I like using more realistic colors. But once it starts muddying up a little bit, or if it's like a super overcast day or anything like that, that's when I use the darker colors or the brighter colors, just to give it more contrast or more pop in the water. That is 3 trout in like 5 minutes on this lure. Not a bad start to the day. Oh, I got bit there. Oh my God. Does he still have it? What is happening? There's one. There's like 5 of them fighting over it right there. That was next cast after catching the other one. Okay. Are you my new favorite trout lure? That's another solid one. I like looked in the water. It's so clear, I could see it happening. There was like 4 or 5 of them, all about the same size as this one, fighting over it. Oh, you took my bait. No. All right, let's get another one. Even though the bad shad color is working, I want to try this sexy mullet color. It is wild. It's got greens, blue flake in it. It's definitely a more vibrant color. I'm curious to see how it's going to work in this clear water that we have right here. Here we go. Sexy mullet color. Look at it in the water. That is just bright. Bright and vibrant. Oh, I had one. Never even felt the pop. There's one. On the sexy mullet. Come on over here. How big are you? Another one about the same size. These lures are working. Come on. Ah, it might be the biggest one of the day. Probably getting close to like 17 inches. We could keep these fish. We could keep them and eat them, but I don't want to. I have no desire to. See, dude. Trout are now open around the Tampa Bay area. I just don't want to. So that's 3 on the bad shad, 1 on the sexy mullet so far. There's another one on the sexy mullet. Next cast. Little tiny guy this time. The fact that a trout this big tried to eat a lure that's like half its size, it's just impressive. See, dude, I'm honestly not opposed to eating a trout or two every once in a while, just because obviously, as you guys are seeing, there are so many trout around here. So if you guys want to see me do a trout catch and cook, let me know. I might be doing that in the future. And if you guys have any recipes specifically for speckled trout, throw it in the comments and I'll see either which one's the most popular or which one just sounds the best to me, and might do that in the future. I love how durable Z-Man lures are. I mean, DOA cows are always gonna have a soft spot in my heart just because of how many fish I've caught on those lures in the past and how well they work. But they just rip so easily, and these Z-Mans, they don't rip at all. Like, they are crazy strong. And these lures are working well for these trout. I love wintertime trout fishing. It's so much fun to come out here. with your smaller, lighter setups like this 2500. Just come out here with some lures. I love throwing topwaters. That's obviously gonna be my favorite, like early morning topwaters with big gator trout in the winter. Oh, sign me up. But I also am not gonna complain with throwing jigs, throwing these little kind of, I don't even know what you would call this, like a little worm jerkbait looking thing. Swim baits obviously work well. Miradines are an unreal bait to use in the winter. It's just a lot of fun to come out here with these lighter setups in the winter and target some of these trout on these grass flats, because this is the time of year to do it when there's a lot of them around and you can run into some big ones in the low to mid 20s. There's one. Another one on the sexy mullet. I think that's, counting that tiny one, I think that's 3 on the sexy mullet, 3 on the bad shad. Come on up here. Like, that doesn't look like anything they would naturally find to eat. Maybe like a parrotfish. See, dude? It's all about the profile and the action. There's a bite. There's one. This is unreal. I love this type of fishing, where it's just like, come out here and just have a day with it. And this sexy mullet color is working. So is a bad shad. I'm honestly surprised at how well this one's working in this clear water. See, dude, if you guys have any lures that you want me to try out, either ones that you use and you swear by, or if it's just one that you want me to kind of give my honest opinion on, then let me know in the comments down below and I'll see how many I can try and do. Because I like doing this. I like kind of trying new things and seeing what works and what doesn't, because you could always improve your kind of skills. And oh, there's a trout on it right now, right next to the boat. He ate it right there. Yep, that was sick. I pretty much sight fished that trout. He kept chasing it, missing it. And I just kept working and I watched him just engulf it. That was sick. See, dude? But like I was saying, if you guys have any lures you want me to try out, snook, redfish, trout, anything really, just leave it in a comment down below and I'll see if I can get to it. I'm gonna try putting the bad shad back on. This one worked well. I just think the other one would work better in these conditions. All right, got the bad shad back on. Let's see if we can get a couple more. All these fish I've caught in this video have been caught in about 35-40 minutes. Oh, one ate it right there. Missed him though. Got him. He came back. I hope you guys can see that on the GoPro. That's so cool. This is just so much fun. This is just you don't have to have a lot of experience fishing or anything to pick up some of these lures. Literally read on the package how to rig them and how to work them, and come out here and catch some trout. It's a lot of fun. There's one. Doesn't feel like a bad one. Does not feel bad. No, that's a pretty good one. That's a pretty good one. Come on over here. Put the bad shad back on. Immediately get bit. That's the best one so far. Yeah, that's a 18-inch trout right there. Here, I'm gonna actually wet my hands and get a measurement on them. There we go. Hey. Hey. There we go. Get the hook out. Right there. 17 and a half. That is a solid trout. See you, dude.